Hey YouTubers, it's your girl Kimberly here. I'm doing this YouTube video on Riverdale, and there's a certain character from the comics that I would love to see in a dream sequence in an episode. Hopefully this season, maybe next season, who knows. But I have the comic that this character is mentioned in, so I'm going to pick it up. It is Archie 605 right here. And the character I want, if you can't see it, is this little character right here. Which if you don't know what this is Archie marries Betty, Happily Ever After, part 6 or 6. But this little character right here, this little one right here, I would love to see her on Riverdale. And if you don't know who these are, this is Archibald and Elizabeth Andrews. Also, Archie calls them Little Archie and Little Betty. Why I want to see the daughter, I guess because Archie has a lot of women issues, so I think it'd be really funny to see Archie and Betty have a daughter in the show, in a dream. And at first, before I go with the actress I picked out to play her, at first I wanted her as a 4-year-old who looks exactly like Lily, except she has red hair and brown eyes. And as I started thinking more and more about Elizabeth Andrews, I cast Maya LeClark, which, by the way, when I talk about Elizabeth on Twitter and I mention her, like, her parents who run her Twitter account has liked the tweets. And for those who do not know who Maya LeClark is, she is Chloe Thunderman on the Nickelodeon show The Thundermans. You need to check her out. And why I picked her to play little Betty in the show of Riverdale, well, at first I wanted her to dye her hair red because she kind of looks like KJ a little bit. But then I got the idea of keeping her hair brown because, to me, not only does she look like KJ, that she looks very similar to Luke, Fred, and then I thought it'd be really cool and cute that Betty and Archie have a child that looks and acts, and to me, who I want her to be like, which is she's like a female version of Fred Andrews. She's independent, she's strong, she doesn't put up with crap, she wants to work for what she gets. She doesn't want anything handed to her because she's an Andrews, she's Cooper, and she's Blossom, which, by the way, she will get her Blossom money, but the Blossom money will be for college. She will get her Blossom money. She doesn't want people to treat her special. She wants to earn what she gets. She doesn't want to be like, oh, I'm a Blossom, oh, I'm an Andrews, and oh, I'm a Cooper. She doesn't want, she wants to work for her stuff. And Maya, she's 7 years old, and that's another reason instead of 4, I like the idea that she's 7 in the dream, because if I did my math right, that would be the same age as Betty was when Betty and Archie kissed the first time, when they had the kiss and he asked her to marry him. And another reason why I kind of want Maya to play little Elizabeth in the dream sequence is because I think it's very ironic that Hal Cooper would have a granddaughter to look like one of his victims. That he has a grandchild he does not know to look like Fred Andrews, and that's another reason why I want her to keep her brown hair. And Maya, she looks like an Andrews, and there's something else I watched her in called Night Squad on Nickelodeon, and she had this little attitude and stuff like that, and that to me would be like her Cooper side too, like little Betty's Cooper side, like that attitude, like she has her I don't see Polly Kit Twins and little Betty calling Alice Grandma. I could see them calling her Grandma because Alice does not want to feel old enough to be a grandma. So I have that in my mind that they would call Alice Grandma instead of Grandma. And another reason why I wanted Betty to look very different from Juniper and Dagwood and I wanted, because when you see them three kids together, you don't know they're cousins. They don't look alike. And then another reason why I kind of want her to keep that, because I have this picture in my head of Alice, Polly, Juniper, Dagwood, Betty, Elizabeth, and all of them are in a family photo or somewhere, and Elizabeth sticks out. You can tell, and it's not a bad thing, because another thing, because a lot of people don't know this, is the way I see Betty and Archie. I do not see Betty and Archie married. If Riverdale were to end, I do not see Betty and Archie married. Well, to me, they're common law married. They're not legally married. But in the picture, another reason why Elizabeth, stands out, because she's not a Cooper. Her last name is Andrews, and everybody else's are Coopers, because you really don't know if Juniper and Dagwood's last names are Blossom or Cooper. So I just assumed it's Cooper. But with Betty being Betty, her and Archie's child would have the last name Andrews. So, and another thing, there's two dream sequences I have in mind for Elizabeth. One, I could see Betty and is Archie and Elizabeth working on a car together, and she's talking about boys, and he's like, no, that ain't happening, you ain't doing this. And they're working on the car because they're doing something that Hal and Betty used to do when Betty was that age and stuff like that. And I could so see Maya having the little like the iconic mama pony, wearing overalls kind of similar to Lily's look when she's working with it, and with Cole in episode 206, I think, when she's working on Reggie's car, and her overalls, which I think this would be really cute as an homage to Fred's dream sequence to Archie, is her overalls, instead of saying Andrew and Sons Construction, it says Andrew's Family Construction, because I see her as an homage to what Archie said in season 1, that when she graduates college, she will be taking over Andrew's Construction. She will be running the business. And I just think that'd be really cool for her to have an Andrew's Construction overall, in the pony, working on the car with her dad and stuff like that. And they're talking, having a, that's another dream sequence I have. And then another one I like is, another one I came up with, is that her and Archie are singing, either I Try or Share It With You, and she's wearing a dress similar to Lily's pink dress from the pilot, and she's got a little clip, and it's got a little music note in it, and she's got her hair kind of down, and they're singing either I Try or Share It With You, and Betty interrupts them, asking them, do you want to go to Pops? And she's excited, and I want, at the end of both dream sequence, I want the little girl, Maya, if she's cast or if this ever happens, to look at Archie and say, love you, Daddy. That's how I want the dream to end. And I want Archie to have this dream. I think it'd be really cool that Archie has the dream of Betty and this daughter, Elizabeth. And because I don't know if it's just me getting this idea, or is it just because I'm a Barchie shipper, is I feel like if someone were to ask Archie, or his future, like, who do you see in your future? Who do you see, walking down the aisle to you? Who do you see in the living room? I feel like he would have said Betty. Even though he's not with her, he'd say that, because in episode 113, he said, a part of me always thought. So he's always thought that him and Betty were going to get married, have babies, and stuff like that. So he's always thought that. But I just like the idea of, this daughter this dream sequence of a daughter, and Maya LeClark, wanting to be Elizabeth. I would just love to see a dream sequence with Lily, KJ, and Maya as Archie, Betty, and little Betty, or Elizabeth, or whatever name they're gonna name them, because that dream sequence would be like two things I love the most in Riverdale, which is Barchie and dream sequence. I had so many thoughts about this child, and I can't believe that I'm so obsessed with this character who is only in one comic book that I found. I don't think Betty and Archie have any children in other comic books, but if they do, comment below and tell me so I can find them. That's the end of this video about little Betty, Riverdale, my dream sequence. Y'all check me out on my Twitter at Demonic Ruby. Check me out on my Instagram, MissKimberly.Jones at 1114. Oh, and also I even started my mama a Twitter account, which you might can see her videos of her reacting to Riverdale, and her Twitter account is Mama Riverdale, because my friend Noelle had named her Mama of Riverdale. So check out that. Thank you so much. I do hope that KJ, Lily, and Maya hear my pleads for this to happen on Riverdale. Even Roberto, please, dream sequence of Barchie babies. Please. Bye. Peace.